I'm going to keep this one short. Stubborn pyromains, a very small subset of pyromains, mind you, may not like this video, and that's okay, I get it. Let's take a moment and go through why I think this. Full disclosure, Pyro is my second most played class by hour, but the majority of that time was spent in surf servers, so these opinions are ones that I have developed by playing against a lot of talented Pyros over the course of my TF2 career. Pyro is, on paper, a pretty easy class. Its primary weapon is a flamethrower, a weapon not known in both gaming or real life to be particularly aim dependent. It's a class that is very noob friendly in its simplest form, much like Soldier is. The unfortunate thing for good Pyro players, though, is that its simplest form is not far off from its final form, which is very unlike the Soldier. The most optimal way, and notice how I do say the most optimal way rather than the most flashy or most impressive way. The most optimal way of playing Pyro is remarkably similar to the simplest of things in the class. Puff everything you see, knock people back with Air Blast, and play close to your team. Because of its basic inability to have a significant impact on large team fights, numerous unlocks and mechanics have been added to the game since Pyro was, originally made. Things like the Neon Annihilator, Reserve Shooter, Flare Gun, and Air Blast. The thing all these weapons, along with most of the other Pyro unlocks, have in common is that they are incredibly frustrating to play against. When most thoughtful non-Pyro mains talk about why they don't like Pyro, they very rarely say that they think it's an overpowered class. The majority of the frustration and resentment towards Pyro as a class has been built up upon the anger that comes from playing against Pyro. It's not interesting, it's not rewarding, and it definitely isn't fun to play against a Pyro. Compare that to any of the other classes, and you'll see a huge difference. It surprised no one when the Reddit posts started flooding in about how Valve was ruining your class, but I hope the Pyromains watching this realize that the frustration they feel now is the exact same feeling that everyone else had playing against them for the past however many hundreds of hours they played the Pyro class. Lastly, I want to talk about the footage that I have going in the background. That footage is kind of there to prove a point. There are several interesting ways to play the Pyro class without relying on the gimmicks. And I urge you all to embrace things like shotgun dependence, for example, because Valve looks like it will be dialing back the ridiculousness of the Pyro class. As always, thanks for watching, and I'm totally down to hear your opinions both on this video and on my opinions stated in this video down in the comments below. Take care, guys.